Alright, welcome to another unboxing. This is for the Ork Big Mek with Shokk Attack Gun. So this is an interesting box, partly because of being plastic, which is great for weapons like this. The interesting thing that I'm noticing is that it's a new package size, I think. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but it is going to be probably it's one sprue based on what I know from the GW website. It's a thinner box than normal, and it's not the single plastic sprue that you get in the blister pack. Now maybe that's because they want to charge you more money for this, and if you could see that it's just one sprue, you wouldn't think it was worth that. So let's open it up and find out. I do remember when they first started doing those single plastic figure, you know, kind of replacing the fine cast ones. It was actually the same month that they released fine cast, or switched over to fine cast, and it wasn't a whole lot of attention made to it, but it obviously was a very revolutionary change. Or at least I say obviously, because you see how it's changed the miniatures that are coming out now. It's really amazing. Okay, so in here we have a single sprue, and I'm pretty sure that that's larger than your single sprue plastic box one. I don't have one of those with me right now, but maybe I'll confirm that on my blog. But you can see it's exactly half the size of a normal sprue. That's the Flash Git sprue, so it's probably the same machine. We see here it's 2013 that it was designed in, and it comes with a 40mm base. So let's take a look at the instructions, and then we'll look at the sprue in detail. So nice 3D render, very similar sort of overall design compared to the old Big Mek with Shokk Attack Gun. Again, showing the old Citadel tools, at least one of them. Basic assembly, so yeah, body, two halves. Not a lot of assembly going on here. This is cool. The grot being sucked up, or the snotling, I guess it is. And yeah, so not a lot of assembly. Going to go together way easier than the old metal one, which I'll show you maybe compared to this at the end. Here, I'll grab it off my shelf. So anyways, let's take a look at this in close detail. So zoom right in. So first off, we have the main part of the body for the Big Mek. Not a lot of super detail. I kind of have this servo arm type thing going off the top. That's kind of cool. We have the main part of the Shokk Attack Gun. That's the same design as the original one way back from 2nd edition. I used to have that in lead of all things. That's what everything was made of back then. There's the back of, or that's sorry, the front of the Big Mek with some nice tubing going on there, screwdriver and spanner, and of course skull, and these threaded nuts that make the mechs kind of get their look. Okay, so the main head of the mech, so we have that screw coming out of the top, which ever since Dawn of War came out, that seems to be the way to symbolize what mechs are. Got a nice targeter eye there, and yeah. Okay, so then we have the Shokk Attack Gun with the arm built into it. The arrow, of course, showing which way the snotlings are going to get sucked into it, and that looks very similar to the previous metal fine cast version. Then we have the snotling here being hovered up, so he's already sort of transforming into the warp as it goes there, and you can see how he's going to attach to the main base. There's a giant hand there. I didn't know grots had hands like that. And there's a bulge of another grot already going up the tube. There's this, his head, I guess. Or is there one on his back? I think, yeah, that's the grot being sucked up. There's only one grot on this. Then there's the top part of the arm that's going to be hovering him up. And you can see the hand inside there. And the other side of that being here, so that's going to clip onto that. And a little bit more of the other leg of the grot, I guess, being sucked up there. And that's about it. One more piece of the Shokk Attack Gun. And yeah, so let's zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to grab my Shokk Attack Gun off my shelf. And let's take a look at that. Okay, so there's what that looks like. You can see this, the design is virtually identical, both in size. I can zoom in just a bit here to get both things on the screen. So yeah, you can see it's almost identical in shape there. Let's take a look at this. I would say that that's dimensionally the same, and of course they've added those lightning bolt type things, and they've taken off some of these hoses in exchange. And then in terms of the Big Mek himself, I think that the old one looks a bit more of a dynamic pose. The new one, at least in the pictures, looks a bit static, not quite as interesting as this old one, but we'll have to see what that looks like when he's all assembled. Yeah, the old one doesn't look quite as bulky, but he doesn't have that big back thing there. There we go. So yeah, we'll have to see what that all looks like. But anyways, that's what the Big Mek looks like. Yeah, the new one doesn't have that boss pole, that looking thing, or that chain. It has a big sort of servo arm. But otherwise, very similar. There's only one grot. You can see the feet of the previous one in this old version. And that's about it. I'm just going to grab something to see if I can compare. Sorry. I thought I could find something quickly and I can't. I was going to see if I could find a package from one of the single plastic blisters, but I can't right now. So I'll put that on my blog, and you'll have to check that out. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this unboxing. I'll be doing an assembly for this and a painting later, but there's so many Ork releases I'm having a hard time keeping up, so be sure to subscribe and check back frequently. See you next time.